Today I got practical use for these. Welcome to Real Easy Cooking with Robert. I'm Robert, and this is
Ed.
And today we're making green onion wraps. This is a recipe that my parents made way back when I was a child, like your age, when they'd go dinner parties at the holidays and stuff. I know. So that's really old. People don't cook this anymore, and we're going to do that. But the first thing we're going to use, we have to clean up these with a cutting board. But someone mentioned once that in the comments that they didn't know how to keep their cutting board from sliding around. So here's a trick. I've took a piece of paper towel and folded it and got it wet and put another one right next to it. Now, why is because a wet paper towel underneath the cutting board, and you push down on it a little bit, and it's like, it's like glued in place. It doesn't slide or move. You want to take the rubber bands off those?
Yeah.
I got this set. You do that set. The things we have to do is we have to cut, which I'll cut these because you're still too little for the big knife. I have to cut all these off, and I want to cut this green down to a manageable length, because having all of this chives isn't necessary. If we were smart and thrifty, we would save some of this green and use it in a soup. But I don't make that much soup. I'm going to cut the root end off of each one. Just taking off the roots, because we don't want to eat the roots. I mean, I'm sure they probably are edible, but ugh. Yeah. Some things we just don't need to eat. We ain't that hungry. And these come in bundles at the grocery store if you go there. Yep. You know what you could do? You could take one of these green onions if it's summertime and plant it outside in your garden, and it would grow.
Yeah, I tried doing that with a carrot. It didn't work.
Yep, you gotta do it just right. We can do that experiment again this summer if you'd like.
Yeah.
That video
with
would...
these.
With these?
Yeah.
Well, that video would be on Enjoy the Culture then. Alright, the leftover roots. You want to go throw these in the garbage disposal? You see, this one's all mushy.
Yeah.
We don't want that. This one's pretty and nice. This would be great for like stew or dry it out and put on top of stuff.
This one is connected.
So what we're going to do is the mushy one, we're just going to take that right off.
I'm going to go.
These two here, we're going to cut them off to a reasonable length. Like there, because that's long enough to see that they're green, and you'd still pick it up by that. And we're going to make a pile of all those. These ones are all fairly firm, so I'm just going to cut them at about the same length. Do you want to try cutting one?
No.
No? Okay. I offered you. Those are all good. You can keep one for length, Judge. That's the hardest part, is I tend to lose in the length, so you gotta keep one as a guide. Those are all garbage.
Seriously? All of these?
Yep. That's the stuff we're not eating with it. That's the problem with this dish, is it takes a lot of labor to make it. It's a labor of love. Hope you love it. If not, I love them, and I'll just eat them all. So, and don't worry, we'll make some without the onion filling, just for you. All right, done with the knife. Get that out of the way. Now, Philadelphia cream cheese. There is other store brand cream cheeses. Good luck in finding them though, because almost every place has only Philadelphia cream cheese, because they're just that good, I guess. And their package is kind of weird, but neat at the same time.
Yeah, we'll eat.
Well, it's like a tinfoil thing, but you don't need knives to open it. It's not even really sealed. It's just like folded. You see that?
We'll eat.
That's
We'll eat.
that's kind of neat, huh?
We'll eat.
All right.
It's weird and neat.
Weird neat. All right. You throw that away. That's garbage. Okay. Now it's been at the room temperature for about 15, or on the counter for about 15 minutes. So it's not ice cold. So it's a little bit soft. But we want it very soft. You can buy it whipped, which is pre-softened. But all that is it's mostly air. So they're dripping you out of some of it. So we take just a normal thing and you add just a little bit of milk, like a tablespoon of milk.
Dad, can I mush it too?
Yep, I'll let you mush it too. All you do is just mush it with a fork.
Okay,
But try not to make a mess.
I will.
I'll get you a fork. Hold the bowl so it don't spill.
Hurry.
Yep, see, it's kind of hard, ain't it?
Hurry, y'all.
So,
Hurry,
a trick,
y'all.
mush it against the side. It's getting a little bit thinner. I could use a little more milk possibly. What do you think?
Yeah.
Plus it will get thinner the more you work it too. But you don't want it too thin because then it's like wrong when you go spread it. So if you make it too thin, the only thing you can do is add more cream cheese to make it thicker. Which means now you have to get more onions, which means you have to get more meat, which means you're going to be wrapping these for longer, which means you got more of them. So then as you're doing that, and then you realize, oh, I need to add more milk, and you repeat again. And then before you know it, you have like 5 or 6 packages of cream cheese in here that you're mixing because you weren't paying attention, and now, yep, had that happen to me once. We won't discuss what you can also do with the cream cheese to like baked potatoes and stuff. Okay, that's about good.
Not too thick, not too thin.
Correct. See, it's kind of like a little bit
Tunky.
like a thin butter.
I call thin and tunky.
Okay, Ed, pay attention here. Ham or beef. I just use budding beef. Or any of these super thin sliced beef if you live someplace that doesn't sell budding, but if you do, they probably don't sell Philadelphia cream cheese. Because they tend to sell these everywhere. So what we do here,
comes with its own container.
isn't that neat?
Yeah, that you can dump it right into.
All right, so you take a piece of beef. And I get you a spoon. So here, no, well, pay attention. It's all in technique. You're using the back side of the spoon. You're picking a little bit up with the back of the spoon. See how you pick it up? And then you're spreading it on just one little on the end and on half. Only spread it on half.
Why?
You'll see, and yeah, it's a little difficult. I guess we can make this a little thinner. It's still a little thick. Let me thin this out more. The reason you spread it on half is you spread it on half. You do something like this, where you drop the onion on it, fold over, fold, and roll. And that's what we're going for, but looking prettier than that. That one's ugly, so I better get rid of it.
Mine's kind of ruined. Ruined like a bean.
Yours is kind of ruined. Well, you know what you can do to yours. Set back down. Same thing, because we're going to make some for you. Where we fold one side over, fold it, and then we roll it like that. And now you can eat it like that. No onion. Pretty good, huh?
Delicious. quick cook, Dad?
Yeah, well, wait till we make a whole bunch of them. This actually turns out to be kind of like a lot of labor. I just added some more milk to it. I guess trying to get like Cool Whip, I guess is about the right consistency. Maybe that's just because it looks like Cool Whip. Okay.
I just want to make more.
Now, once again, scoop up a little bit of cheese on the back of your spoon. Gently spread it out. Hopefully your meat doesn't tear apart like this did. Really bad.
And like my last one. So
fold it over.
This one's going good.
Yep, this one is for crap. But if I just keep eating them all, we won't have any for the holiday, so.
Get my breath too.
Luckily, I got more to practice on.
Yeah.
It should be like that, kind of like putting on peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay.
And now what you do is you fold the bottom up. No, that'd be the top. And then you fold on one side and you just roll it. No, you just keep rolling it all the way across. And that's how it looks.
Okay.
Oh, remind me never take you raspberry picking. You can see you would come back with an empty bowl, empty basket and blue face. Fold it over. Fold it up. Roll, roll, roll. And that's how they should look.
Yeah.
And you put them on the plate. Now you're going to have to make some that you don't eat, okay? So once again, put a layer over half of it. Pick it up with the back of the spoon.
I'm only going to eat two and those are my two.
All right.
It's like the yummiest thing ever.
I know it is, huh? And they don't make these anymore at parties and stuff. I can only guess because the amount of labor that's involved in doing this. Labor is work. If you didn't know what that word means.
I thought it was labor as in actual labor.
No. No. It's in birthing labor? No. Although I'm sure if it involved actual labor, no one would eat this either. Your mom said it wasn't pleasant.
Okay, and I'm gonna put this in the next.
You're gonna put an onion in one?
Yep.
Are you gonna try an onion one?
Nope.
Remember, it takes a while to spread it out, so do it thin and nice. And as I put a giant glob on.
Yeah, more like half of it.
Yep, you want to cover half of the thing with it. There we go. Now it's spreading. Watch your elbow.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I got a big blob.
That's fine.
And I ripped it.
No, that's a little bit makes it more difficult.
Yeah. Sorry not to rip the thing.
Rip the meat,
Beef.
yep. This package is extra thin for some reason. I mean, they're normally thin, but this is extra thin. They must got new blades in their cutters or something. Okay, well that seems to be an easier way to spread it. Start with just a glob in the middle and mush it out from there. I'll have these done in a few minutes here.
I'm back into the kitchen and ready to walk.
All right, hands all clean?
Yep.
Rock on.
I'm ready, Dad.
Okay, oh, I just tore my meat.
Not
All
as
right.
much as mine, though.
All right, so to put on that, you want to start with that closer to the edge that you're going to roll with.
Okay.
And you want to put it this way so the green onion part is on the part of the meat with no cheese. And then you fold up. Yeah, this is torn pretty bad, Ed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can save this.
So they did a very, very donkey job.
We'll just save this one good enough. Unless you want to try it. One of these days. Alright, why don't you make one, gently cover half of it with that stuff. With the cream cheese. And I'll show you how to roll one without. So an easier way to cover them that we found out is, I'll show you.
Mine looks better. I didn't rip it at all.
Good job.
Done.
You
Without
can go up a little higher. You're only a quarter, go halfway. Fold that, fold up the bottom, twist and roll.
Now am I done?
Yep, now you're done. So, fold the bottom up, make one without the onion. Fold the bottom up, quarter way, part way. Good job. Now start the one end and make a roll really small and just roll across the whole thing. There you go. That's how you make one. Now, you want to know how you make it with the onion in there? Before you start to roll, you put the onion right next to where you start to roll. Well, after you spread the meat out, watch, I'll show you. Okay. Watch. I put the onion right where I start to roll, and I start to roll then, and then I fold up the bottom and roll across.
Okay. Never making this again.
We make this most every holiday.
But I use
Your grandma loves this.
Pum.
Because she remembers when they used to serve this at
Yeah,
most functions.
okay.
Not the prettiest, but this meat's really thin.
Yeah, they definitely have a cutter that cuts it so thin that you can almost see through it.
I know, normally it's not this thin.
Yeah, but still thin.
It'll taste good though. It's kind of like making sushi in a way.
I hate rice.
I like rice. Someday you'll like rice.
Hey.
I'm going to cook it in a way you'll like it someday. So we typically would make a big pile of ones with green onions for the adults and ones without green onions for the children for like Christmas parties when we'd have family get-togethers. And believe it or not, I was the one who came up with the idea of the ones without green onions for the children. No one else thought of that before me. Because I didn't like green onions when I was a kid. And they're like, that's a great idea. And they started doing that ever since. And I guess my family wasn't very creative.
We're almost out.
I know. Well, we're almost out of meat. We're out of the onions. So we measured it about right. That'd make about 18 green onions per 1 pound package of meat and 1 thing of cream cheese. We're going to try one now, though.
I already had two.
Do you want another one?
No.
Want one with an onion? Onion.
Yeah.
I love these. These are great.
What's this?
It's been real easy cooking with Robert, and we're done. That's kind of neat, huh?
Movie.
All right.
Weird and neat.
Weird neat. All right.
Never making this again.
We make this most every holiday.
But I use
Your grandma loves this.